This is where Johnny lived, when he was at home. But I met him at a party, a kind of beatnik party, where everybody behaved, well, like beatniks. I remember there was a lot of noise. Oh, Johnny contributed to most of it. He always did, any time of the night or day. Like now.
Johnny! Johnny! Daddy!
Sorry. I got carried away. Don't you ever get carried away?
Don't you ever notice?
I love you, Jan. Let no man come between us. If he does, I'll slay him with the jawbone of an ass.
Oh, you might think of something more romantic.
Brave man does it with a sword.
You read that somewhere.
Right. But I mean it. Don't let anything happen to us, Jan. No other man. If you ever left me for another man, I'd kill him, so help me, and I'd kill you too. You promise?
If I'm so important to you, you promise me something.
I'm listening.
Remember what I said last night? I said I don't want to hear any more of those schemes, Johnny. If you want to get rich, do it the slow way. Oh, it's old-fashioned. It's safe.
Do you know the most I can earn playing a trumpet?
I hadn't really thought about it.
I mean, if I get into the top and really hit. Do you know?
Surprised me.
6,000 a year. That's the limit.
You'll really shiver on that, won't you?
Well, when I put over my get-rich-quick scheme, as you call it, 6,000 a year is going to sound like peanuts.
I'll settle for peanuts.
And what do you mean I'll really shiver? Any shivering that's going to be done, we're going to do together. Haven't I made that plain? One day I'm going to say to you, you needn't go to work anymore. We're going to get married.
Settle down, have children.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Fine, but on my terms.
You know something? You missed your vacation. Should have been a school teacher.
It's time I left. Did you post my letter last night, Johnny?
Not better. Oh, yeah, I posted it.
Sure.
Sure. What about tonight? What do you want to do? Want to stay in, go out, what?
I'm going back to my place.
Why?
Spend the night.
Want to learn?
Sure, it's about time. Besides, I want to think.
What about?
Just think.
Can't you do that here?
No. Definitely. Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Heine.
Good morning, Janine. Mr. Jessup wants to work with you. Good
morning, Miss Heidig.
I'm sorry I'm late, Mr. Jessup, but the traffic...
Oh, that's all right. Miss Heidig, my letter to Gottman and Schneider doesn't seem to have been posted last night. It's not ticked off on the list.
I took it myself, Mr. Jessup.
Oh, good, good. Thank you, Miss Heidig. Thank you.
Please inform us when your representatives would like to call. What time do we call, Johnny?
I'll make it tomorrow.
Look at the names of these two characters. Herr Schmidt and Herr Gruber. Well, I reckon I'm a natural for Herr Schmidt. Do you think you can handle the Gruber character?
Well, of course.
I hope so. Ben, pop a plane to Berlin. Hegel acceptance. Say tomorrow at... what time do they close, John?
5:30.
Yeah, we'll say 6:30. The office should be cleared by then. All right, Ben?
Sure.
Yeah, let's hope the old man's on his own, eh?
Johnny, you sure this girl of yours hasn't cottoned on to anything?
Of course I'm sure.
Ah, but what happens when the cops get to work on her, eh?
Why should they?
Yeah, why?
Well, they want to know about the letter, won't they?
I say I lost it. Fell into dishonest hands, that's it.
Ben, don't complicate things. The beauty of it is it's simple. And the
Simple things in life always work. Yeah, I know, maybe. But I'm still worried about her talking. I mean, every woman talks.
You don't know Jan. You don't know the way she feels about me. If I poisoned her mother, she'd still protect me.
She must have a beautiful maternal instinct. Towards you, I mean, not her mother.
Shut up. Anyway, the taking you down is worth the risk, isn't it?
Yeah, sure, Johnny, sure. Go to Berlin, Ben, and send the cable. And Johnny, we're cutting Lewis in.
Lewis? What's that bum got to do with it?
It's a nice way to talk about your brother, I must say.
It's the only way. But didn't tell me he was getting involved.
Well, it so happens that Lewis has put us onto a fence, a good one. He's going to handle the deal for us.
You must be raving. Lewis couldn't handle a bun out of a paper bag.
Oh, still Walters, Johnny. If you'd never seen a paint palette and a bottle of scotch, you'd have been a big boy by now. Anyway, he's still got connections. Well, you ought to know them. You introduced us to Brother Lewis in the first place, didn't you?
Have a nice trip, Ben.
Come in.
This is just arrived for you, sir.
Thank you. Miss Heidig,
Yes, Mr. Jessup?
I've just received a cable from Berlin. Mr. Schmidt and Mr. Gruber can't get here until 6:30, so I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to stay. They may not speak a word of English, and my German is quite hopeless. Do you mind?
No, Mr. Jessup. Of course I don't.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good night.
All right, then. I'll take it in.
Yes, sir.
Oh, do you want me for anything else, sir?
No, thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Jessup. Good evening. I am Mr. Schmidt, and this is Mr. Gruber.
Good evening. Mr. Jessup is waiting for you.
Thank you.
Come in. I'm so glad to meet you, Mr.
Schmidt.
How do you do? And you must be Mr. Gruber. How do you do? Well, now, do sit down.
Oh, thank you very much.
And, gentlemen, which would you prefer? A cup of coffee or a cup of good English tea?
Oh, that's very nice. Coffee, please. It's English coffee has improved so much.
It needed to, didn't it? Well, Miss Heine, will you please do the necessary? I think our language problems are over.
Yes, Mr. Jessup.
Now, will you have a cigarette, gentlemen?
No, thank you very much.
I hope you had a pleasant trip.
Yes, we did, thank you.
The forecast wasn't at all good. I thought you might be delayed.
Delayed? No, we were not delayed.
Oh, I remember the last time I flew from Berlin. We had a terrible time. We flew into a storm, you know, and it was bumpy. Oh, very bumpy indeed. The poor woman sitting next to me was very ill. I felt quite sorry for her. It was in the summer of 1952.
Mr. Jessup.
I beg your pardon, it was 1953.
Mr. Jessup, I'm very sorry to trouble you, but we have to get back to Berlin tonight.
Of course, I'm so sorry. Well, Mr. Smith, I presume you have a letter of authority from your firm. Just routine, you understand?
Oh, yes, yes, of course. We have the letter. I have it here. Yes, here it is. Now, don't do anything stupid. When the girl comes back, you handle her.
You know, don't harm the girl.
There's nothing going to happen to her. All we want is the Tangier diamond. Come on. Quickly, come on.
Put the tray on the table and don't try anything. Lights.
you have to hit her? You might have killed her. I'm going back.
Now, grow up, will you? She'll have recovered by now and pulled the alarm switch. So you want to walk up to the bogies and say, here I am? Very smart.
There's something else, Johnny.
What?
Jessup.
What about him?
He's dead.
Is this right?
Yeah. So you better sit tight till Jan turns up. Call me as soon as she does.
She's probably on her way back now.
So you better get to work on that good old maternal instinct. Stay with him, Ben.
Right. Give me a drink, will you?
Here we are. Number 3, our best room.
Thank you.
No luggage?
No.
And how many nights will you be wanting the room?
I don't know yet. 1, 2?
I see. Well, in that case, it'll be 30 shillings per night. Would you like the window left open?
Yes, please.
I'll just draw the curtains for you. Yes, 30 shillings. In advance. I said 30 shillings.
What's that?
30 shillings, if you don't mind. You're a foreigner, aren't you? Aren't you?
I'm sorry, I'm very tired.
Oh, of course. Anything I can bring you? A cup of tea or a bite to eat? A sandwich or something?
No, thank you. Do you mind going, please?
Yes, yes. You sure there's nothing I can...
Quite sure. Good night.
I'll bring a change. Won't be a ticket.
Good evening, Mr. Lantern.
Dear Louis, thank you for your letter. I'm enclosing £5. Sorry, I cannot manage any more at the moment. Janine. Who is it?
That man Lantern, he's no good. If he annoys you, just give me a shout. Care for a cigarette?
No, thank you.
Don't smoke, huh?
No.
Would you like a little whiskey?
No.
Or a tot of brandy? I've got some in my room.
Yes. Thank you. Louis. Louis.
Yes, I see. You're at her lodgings now? Yes. Well, call me back, will you? Well, Mr. Frinton, we seem to have accounted for most of your staff except Miss Heinig. Does she generally keep good hours?
Yes, very.
Not late?
Oh, perhaps 5 minutes.
10:15. How long has she been with the firm?
Oh, 2 years.
Good references?
Excellent, naturally.
Do you know anything of her background, associates, private life?
Well, very little. I only know her as an employee. She's very well liked by the staff. Mr. Jessup, he thought very highly of her. And being bilingual, she's able to deal with language problems whenever they arise. She speaks German, French, Italian quite
what
fluently.
nationality is she?
Swiss.
And she was still here when you left last night?
Yes, yes.
Mr. Jessup had asked her to stay behind to act as an interpreter in case these gentlemen,
Mr.
Gruber and Schmidt, couldn't speak English.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes. And Mr. Jessup wrote to
Gottman and Schneider.
Gottman and Schneider, asking when their representatives would
Yes,
care
look,
to
we
call.
have been through this
That's why
before.
I'm just checking, that's all. What happened to the letter which Mr. Jessup wrote?
I suppose it was posted with the rest of the... No, actually that letter didn't get posted. Miss Heinig posted it herself.
Oh? Did she?
Yes.
How do you know?
She told Mr. Jessup. I was here.
I see. She is very late, isn't she?
Yes, yes. I must admit it is most unusual for her. Hello? Yes, 1 moment. It's for you.
Hello? Yes? I see. Right. Well, that was one of my men reporting. Apparently, Gottman and Schreider didn't receive the letter, and they didn't send a cable to Mr. Jessup. Oh, Schland. Hello? Oh, you found her passport. Good. Get it to the labs, will you? I want her photograph in the early editions.
The police think you can assist them with their inquiries. When the newspapers phrase it that way, it always strikes an ominous note, doesn't it? What they really mean is... But then I don't have to tell you about that, do I? Yes, I've just realized I'm harboring a criminal. A foreign criminal at that. That'll never do, will it?
Get out!
Or what'll you do if I don't, eh? That'd be a fight to do, wouldn't it? But if you play it my way, then you'd never know you've been here. What about a nice little peck? Just to warm us up.
No!
If you want to make a fuss, you don't need to do nothing of that sort. Just lean out of the window and holler. Then when the cops come, I can say, I just realized who you were, and I was doing my duty like an honest citizen. You never know, I might get a reward or something.
Oh, it's Mr. Lantern, sir.
Let me go.
I'd get away if I were you, lady.
Have you seen this?
Yeah, of course I've seen it.
Well, it's impossible. She can't just disappear.
Look, don't let's have an inquest. She can disappear. She has disappeared. We've got to find her.
Will you tell me how?
Well, hasn't she got any friends? Family? Acquaintances? Yeah, how about her mother? Or did you poison her?
No, me, that's all.
You sure about that, Johnny? You sure about that?
Meaning what?
Oh, you know women. You know what they're like.
I said no one else, Tom. No one else. Get that into your thick skull.
Oh, no, what's happening?
Don't you know? You killed a man my girls are to be on the police are looking for. Isn't that enough?
Keep your mouth shut, they can hear across the street.
Here. You got any work today?
Yes.
Well, carry on normally. Carry on as though nothing has happened. We'll look for Jan.
If you find her, Tom, don't let anything happen to her. I'll find you.
Take it easy, will you?
Yeah, I wish I'd never set eyes on that bastard.
Can I help you now, miss?
This is number 14 Southport Street.
Ah, sure. It's me own residence that you're in. Oh, it's a fine house, owned by me grandmother, till the poor lady broke her neck on the stairs. Oh, it was the gin that put pay to her, do you understand? It's a wicked sin, the way the stuff deceives you into thinking the ground goes one way and your feet go the other. Oh, was there anyone special you'd be looking for, miss?
I'm looking for Mr. Cobb.
Oh, the nicest gentleman you could wish to meet, except that he owes me a fortnight's rent and he's only been here 2 weeks. Look at how does he manage it? Oh, you'll find him in number 2, and you might give him my best wishes and tell him that Murphy has been very kindly asking after his health.
Thank you.
Oh, you want to knock a bit harder than that? Wait now, I'll show you.
Oh, it's you. What are you doing here, hmm? Oh, don't just stand there. Come on in. Sit down. All right, let's that'll be all for today. You can go. Would you like some coffee?
Thank you.
I'm afraid I can't offer you much in the way of hospitality.
Louis.
Hmm?
Louis.
What is it?
Who's that girl?
A friend. Hurry up and get dressed.
Louis. Do you want me back this evening?
Yeah.
I'll see you about 5 o'clock.
I'm in the throes of my usual problem.
What's that?
Money. Did you get my letter?
Letter?
Sent it to you several days ago. How's Johnny?
Johnny?
Johnny, my brother. Something the matter? You don't look too good. And what's all this?
You wrote this letter. It was £5 in it. What happened to the other £1?
I had to use that.
Why? What's happened to you?
I don't know. I can't remember. I was hit or I fell. I can't remember.
And you don't remember Johnny Cobb?
No.
How did you remember me? Oh, I see. What's your name?
Janine.
And your surname?
Heineck.
If you'd lost your memory, you wouldn't even remember your name. So... I was to get a share of this. I suppose they didn't tell you that. Oh, don't you remember? Don't sit there with that innocent look. You were in on this. They told me how you're going to arrange things, how you're going to tell them the layout of the place, how to get into the place, and now you're spying on them. You're conniving with them to cheat me out of my share. Mine was going to be such a little share. I don't ask for much. All I want to do is paint. That's all, paint.
Oh, Louis, please believe me. I remember nothing.
You're lying. You remember enough to come sniveling to me to hide you from the police.
I know nothing, I swear.
You know enough to skulk behind a convenient lapse of memory.
I had nothing to do with it.
How do you know? If you've lost your memory, how do you know? I need money, Jan. I need it quickly. You want me to help you? Get it for me.
Tell me how all this happened. I must know that first.
The money?
I have no money, only a few shillings.
There are many ways a woman can make money. Or would you rather I went to the police? You're mixed up in a crime, you know. A murder.
But how?
Oh, the police would soon find out. What are you going to do?
I don't know. I may go to the police myself, but I get...
But you're frightened. Oh, it must be horrible to know you're mixed up in a murder. No memory. So you can't defend yourself when the police question you. It might even be difficult to prove you've lost your memory. And suppose it came back, quite suddenly. Do you think they'd believe you? No, I can tell you everything you want to know. But you've got to help me first. You're going to help me, Jan. You're going to help me finish that painting.
Get you.
What can I get you, baby? What do you need, baby?
Coffee, please, sandwich.
Coffee, please, and a sandwich.
Cheese?
Cheese?
Yes, thank you.
Don't mention it. Close your eyes, baby, and I'll vanish. Excuse my friend, baby. He's got no manners, see? He's a pig. Isn't that right, baby? Yeah, I'm a pig. See what I mean? He's a pig. He's a pig, too. Yeah, I'm a pig. I'm a pig.
Cut it out, will you?
Were you talking to me, baby? Get out of my life, baby. You're just a figment of my imagination. Oh! I'm with you, baby.
Sorry about that, Joe. You all right?
Thank you.
Now, you get the coffee. I'll see to that.
You'll be back, you know.
I hope I'm around. Better be a bit more careful next time we pick on.
Thank you for helping me.
That's all right. Well, sit down now. I'll get you coffee.
You look as if you've done this sort of thing before.
I used to do it for a living once. You ever been to the fights?
Fights? Oh, no.
You've not missed much. I packed it in myself a few months ago. I didn't used to do so bad, mind. I fought Les Collins last year. Knocked him out in the 6th. I should have had him in the 4th, but we had to give the crowd a treat. Ah, what a fight that was. The fellow went for the 4th. Out he came from his corner like a tiger. I waited till the last second, though, and then I sidestepped and let him have it with an uppercut. Then, back on the ropes he went. I didn't give him a chance to use him in. I went after him. I could have finished him then. Crowd are up on their feet, yelling for me to go in. I'm sorry. I'm boring you.
What's that? Oh, no.
Ah, it's a mug's game anyway. I got out just in time. Most of us end up punchy anyway. Something's wrong. What's the trouble?
Trouble?
Yes, you're in trouble.
You're very clever.
Well, it's one way of getting you to say something. You can tell me, you know, if you think it helps. You can trust me. Well, go on, try. As I say, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. If you like, we'll just finish our drinks and we'll go. Me one way and you the other. That's life, isn't it?
You're a philosopher.
I don't even know how to spell the word. No, I just take life as it comes. Well?
Well, and how's Michelangelo?
What do you want?
Oh, not very friendly, are we?
What do you want, Johnny?
Where is she?
Who?
Jan.
I don't know what Jan is. Oh, sure, I am not a keeper. I'm not interested in Jan. But I am interested in the Tangyard diamond. What about that?
Let's concentrate on Jan first. Let's talk about her. Look, I know when you're lying. Let's talk about her. Where is she?
Leave me alone, Johnny.
She's been here, hasn't she?
No! Tell the truth! Yes, she's been here!
Why'd she come to you?
She wanted help.
Why you? Have you read the papers?
Yeah.
Then you know why we have to find her.
Who's got the diamond, Johnny?
Tom, why?
He hasn't been to see me. I have the best fence in town waiting for that diamond, but he hasn't been to see me.
Can't you understand? It's too hot. Now, let's get back to Jan. Where is she now?
I know what they're trying to do. They're going to cheat me. You too. You're trying to cheat me out of my share.
Will you try and think straight for once in your crazy life?
Stay away from me, Johnny.
Put it down.
Oh, no. You try any more of your rough stuff and you get this. Now, I'll tell you about Jan when you come clean about the diamond.
Can't you understand? If we don't find Jan before the police, there won't be any diamond, no shit out, nothing except a murder rap.
Well, that's your problem. I'm not involved, you hear? I'm not involved.
Give me that knife.
Now, keep away. I mean it, Johnny. Keep away. Let go! Let go! Let me go! Let me go!
Hey, look at it. Will you stop your noise down there? It's the landlord himself that's speaking.
It was an accident. He went crazy and drew a knife on me. I tell you, it was an accident.
Keep your voice down.
Let's get out of here.
You better get rid of that. Anyone see you come in?
No.
Why did you come here anyway?
I had a hunch I'd find Jan.
Well?
She's been here. I was trying to find out where she is now.
I thought I told you she was my department. All right, big boy. From now on, you can handle her. She may be back. Wait for her. When you've sorted her out, put the knife in her hand. If you're lucky, they may put it down to a lover's quarrel. Watch it, Johnny, for your sake as well as ours. If they find her, they'll wrap you up so fast you'll be on cloud 9 before Christmas. Remember that.
You think this artist fellow would be able to tell you about yourself?
Yes.
Why is he holding out?
I told you, money.
You mean he's blackmailing you?
I don't know. He's ill. Look, I'm sorry, I've got to go.
Oh, no, look, I'll come along with you. We'll go and see this fellow. We'll have a word with him. When he sees he's not just dealing with a woman, it might make a bit of difference.
Why do you want to help me?
You remind me of a favorite aunt of mine. See you later, Joe.
Anybody at home?
Close the door.
Oh, my God!
You said he was ill. You weren't kidding, were you?
What's this? What is this?
Oh, how are you? Away.
take this for you. Sit down here in the wall. I'll make you a cup of tea. You'll probably do with it. I know I can.
I'm sorry I panicked, Mike.
You weren't the only one. Look, you've had a bit of a shock, a tough time. But it's all over now. At least I hope so.
I just can't believe it. That man, he was alive a short while ago. I met him, and yet I can't remember seeing him before. I just can't remember.
It'll work out. You'll see. Hello, Johnny.
Johnny?
Yes, my closest friend. You sound as if you've met already.
No. It's just that Louis asked me. He said, my brother Johnny.
Well, do you link the name up with yourself in any way?
Yes.
In what way?
With sound.
What kind of a sound?
Harsh sound.
Things will fall into place. You'll see. It'll just take a bit of time.
Very kind. You've helped me.
When you can remember who Johnny is, you'll remember other things, too. Then you can go along to the police and tell them exactly what happened.
I didn't kill that man.
Sure.
I know this won't help to make you believe me, but I think it's only fair you see it.
Is this you? I can see that.
I'd better go.
Where to? You don't know, do you? I've not got much here in the way of luxury, but what you can do with some sleep. Now go on, you help yourself. Oh, this will make you decent. This will do the job. Come on now. Make yourself useful. And I'll take that. And we'll turn the settee around. You'll be as safe as that favorite aunt of mine I was telling you about.
Getting a bit like him. It's going on for much longer. I'm worn out.
All right, that'll be all for now.
Just thought of something. Maybe it's not important.
Yes?
The girl looked like the one in the paper.
This morning's paper?
Yes.
What do you mean? You mean this one?
It's the same girl.
You sure about that?
Well, I wouldn't swear on it.
If you saw her again, you'd recognize her.
Yes.
Well, why haven't you mentioned this before?
You never asked.
Well, that's fair enough. Right, get the lady a car. We'll be getting in touch with you.
Oh, lady.
Rose, let's have the landlord in. Come in, Mr. Murphy.
Excuse me.
I'd like you to refresh my memory about the people you saw leaving here this afternoon. Go ahead.
Oh, I could describe the four of them as though they were standing here just now.
Four?
Four is what I said, sir. The women, they were similar in appearance, between 30 and 45, so to speak, or thereabouts. And the men, well, if I could put me tongue on the description I have in me mind.
Also similar in appearance?
You've taken the words right out of me mouth, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Murphy.
Will that be all for now, sir?
That's all, thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, it's a great pleasure to assist the police on equal level, so to speak. Yes, it makes a bit of a change.
Not much help from him. Get the dead man's photographs off to the yard. Check on Louis Cobb's friends and relatives. Find out if any of them know of the Heinig girl. I want docks and railway stations covered. Description circulated.
Right, sir.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Would you like a cup of coffee?
What time is it?
8 o'clock.
Oh.
It's all right. You don't have to get up.
I feel very guilty taking your bed.
I can sleep anywhere.
Well, what's in the paper this morning?
Papers? Oh, I don't know. I don't bother with them myself.
Do you think you could get me one?
Yeah, sure. I'll get one when I'm out. I have to go down the ring this morning anyway.
The ring?
Yeah, I was telling you, I'm a fighter. They've given me a nice break this time. I'm looking forward to it.
But you said you'd given it up.
Now you can't keep away from it. Because a fighter has to pull out now and again. I spend the rest of my time at sea, so I'm as fit as a flea. Oh, this dump is not my permanent home. I just rent it furnished. Only for a while until I sort myself out. I'll probably go back to sea. Hey, that's an idea. How would you like a trip? A cruise, so to speak. The peace and quiet would be the best thing for getting your memory back.
How do we do that?
You leave the details to me. When I'm finished at the gym, I'll get down to the docks. I've got a skipper friend there that owes me a favor or two.
Why are you doing this for me, Mike?
Why not?
Because all you know of me is trouble.
Oh, stop feeling sorry for yourself, will you? How do you feel about this trip?
Oh, this is really running away, Mike.
It's only for a while. Look, you'll be as right as rain then. The important thing is to get your memory working.
And what do we do for money?
The fight will take care of that. You haven't got a passport, have you? Never mind. We won't need one, the way we're going. Well, when I'm out, don't answer the door now. You just sit tight, relax. And don't worry too much about papers. You can't believe a thing you read in them anyway. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Johnny.
You said she'd protect you. What made you change your mind?
Doesn't matter.
I told you you couldn't trust her, didn't I?
Shut up.
She couldn't have picked this guy up, Johnny. I don't know. She must have met him before all this happened. I know how you feel, Johnny. When you really trust a woman. Love her the way you love this one. I know just how you feel.
You're not fooling me. Either of you. I know what goes on in that garbage can you call your brains. You think I've got a rope dangling over me, don't you?
Oh, look, let's not kid ourselves, shall we?
No, we all have. But you talked me to the Hatton Garden job and you shot the old man. And they can't make me an accessory because I wasn't there.
You killed Lewis.
Well, nobody knows that.
Except us.
Did you get the idea, Johnny?
I'm not stupid and you don't scare me. Now, let's get this straight. If I kill Jan, it'll be because I want to. Because of what she's done to me. After that, I'm just as liable to turn myself in. And you too, because I'm not particularly bothered what happens to either of you.
You're crazy.
And now I've got some more news for you. I'm going after the character I've seen her with first. What I do to Jan after that is anybody's guess. I may even let her go scot-free, and then she can do all the talking.
We've got company, Johnny. What are you going to say to them, eh?
Who?
The cops.
Depends what they say to me, doesn't it? Good to see you birds sweat.
We're police officers. Which one of you gentlemen is Johnny Cobb?
I am.
You have a brother named Lewis?
Yes.
When did you last see him?
About a month ago.
Well, I'm sorry to have to tell you, but he was found dead in his studio last night.
It's terrible news, Johnny.
That must be quite a shock to you.
Yes, of course. How did it happen?
He was stabbed. I'm sorry to have to trouble you, but we need a formal identification. Would you mind coming with us now?
Sure.
We'll come with you, Johnny.
No, that's not necessary.
Oh, how'd you know where to find me?
Oh, I believe you're the owner of car 783 MMX?
Yes, I am.
Well, it's parked outside. Incidentally, it shouldn't be. No parking signs. However, under the circumstances, we'll forget that.
Well, now, isn't that decent of you?
Shall we go?
Good day, gentlemen.
Fine. Fine, I'll call you. Hello, Mike.
All right, Mr. Lawrence.
Benny tells me you want to fight.
That's right, and as soon as you can fix it for me.
Thought you were through with this game.
Oh, no. I've been away for a few months, but I'm in good shape.
What's his shape like, Benny?
Oh, he's a bit short in the wind, but you know Mike, he's a star. Look, I was wondering whether we could put him in with Bobby Shark. You know, we haven't got much time to find a replacement.
Has he seen the doctor?
Yeah, doctor says he's okay. Heart's beating and everything.
How much do you need the money, Mike?
A lot.
You never met Bobby, did you?
No, I haven't.
I'll put it to you bluntly. All I want you for is a punch bag. Right, Benny?
Yeah, that's right. Bobby will probably tear you to pieces, but he needs experience.
How much?
£5 for every round you stay, up to 6. After that, 10.
And if I beat him?
You won't beat him, Mike.
Okay.
See, Bobby's supposed to fight Tommy Garfield.
All right, Benny, take him away. And good luck, Mike. The best.
Okay, Mike.
Well, as far as you know, your brother had no enemies.
Not at all.
Oh, thank you.
Can I go now?
Yes. Oh, by the way, did you know a girl called Janine Heinig?
Yeah, I've met her.
When did you last see her? Yesterday? Day before? 2 weeks ago?
About a week ago, I should think.
Did you know we were looking for her?
No.
You may have read about the shooting in Hatton Garden on Friday. She worked there, didn't she, in a place called Kevin and Stories, diamond merchants. It was in all the papers.
Yeah, I believe she did.
How well did you know her, Mr. Cobb? Weeks, months, years, or what? Come on, let's have it. How long?
A few weeks. I just met her on and off.
Oh, yes? Was she your brother's girlfriend? No. Well, she was seen at his studio before he was murdered.
Look, she wasn't Lewis's girlfriend.
Well, how can you be so sure? After all, you hardly knew her. In fact, for all you and I know, she may have more than one man friend. Don't you think that's possible?
I doubt it.
Oh, do you know? Well, considering you only met her off and on, as you put it, you seem to have acquired quite a fund of knowledge about her. What do you think, Rose?
Well, it doesn't take me long to know any girl.
Oh, you're a very lucky fellow. I suppose you mean a girl of her type.
I didn't say that.
You're getting a bit hot, aren't you?
Not at all.
What about the man she ran away with after the murder? Who was he?
How the hell would I know? Can I go now?
Certainly. But don't leave town without informing us, will you?
Why should I?
Inform us?
Leave town.
Oh. Well, people do leave town for various reasons, don't they? Well, he's a pretty good liar, isn't he?
Do you want a tale on him, sir?
No, it's too early for that. But I'm still interested in how long he knew that girl.
What are you laughing at?
It's a fake.
What are you talking about?
It's a fake, I tell you. It's a good glass replica of the real thing. Jewelers do that sometimes when they're not too sure of their client's credentials. It's downright dishonest, isn't it?
What are you talking about? You're lying!
Well, take it to the gold and silversmiths. They'll tell you what it's worth.
Look, any more of your wisecracks and
You'll do nothing. So I know how you feel. It's tough.
It's also Exhibit A. I'd take it and drop it in the Thames if I were you. But whatever you do with it, you've got a problem.
I'd like you to leave by the back way.
No, look,
There, Tom. It's been nice knowing you. If it's any consolation, if it had been the real thing, I'd have had to break it into about 20 different parts. That would have depreciated its value and, of course, destroyed its beauty. But then I imagine you're not very interested in beauty.
Have you got anything to say worth listening to?
Yes. We've never met. That might be worth remembering if things get too hot for you. You see, I could be called in as a witness for the Crown, if I were brought in any way. I want Scotland Yard, please.
Come in, Herr Schmidt.
is Johnny. Open the door. Look, I know you're there. Jan! Let me in or I'll break it down.
Oh, I love you, Jan. If you ever left me for another man, I'd kill himself, and I'd kill you too.
What's going on down there?
I had a row with a girlfriend last night. I'm just trying to make it up. Yeah, I don't think she's in, though. I'll telephone her later.
Anything happened?
He called round a few minutes ago.
Who?
Johnny.
And?
I remember him.
You didn't let him in.
No, but he knows I'm here.
Who is Johnny?
A man I lived with.
I see. I suppose you'll be going back to him.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I remember Johnny. It's like seeing someone in a mist. I can hear his voice calling, as he did just now. But that's all.
Nothing else?
No.
But surely remembering that, you must recall other things, too. But this artist fella, Louis, he said he was Johnny's brother. He told you that. Now, did you ever see the two of them together at all? Did Johnny ever mention Louis's name?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Come on, look, it's not as bad as all that. This sort of thing's happening to people all the time. It happened to me once. Yeah, I took a bad beating in one of my fights.
Oh, Mike, don't. It's no good. I'm going to the police.
You can't do that. Now, you've got to wait until you find out everything that's happened to you. You've got to give yourself a chance to sort things out. It's going to take time. But it did with me. If for days I wandered around, I didn't know where I was. My mind was a complete blank. Then I had the idea that maybe I was trying too hard to remember. I was just concentrating on myself. It was like trying to break down a door that was locked on the other side. Then I realized that if I waited, somebody would answer it. So I just didn't try so hard. I went out. I had a few drinks. I talked to people. I soon discovered that their problems were far worse than mine. And piece by piece, it started to fall into place. And before I knew what it was, bang, it'd all come back just like that. Now, that's how it's going to be with you. You know, that's the first time I've seen you smile like that. Now, come on, let's talk. Go on, you start the ball rolling.
This photograph, is that on the mantelpiece?
Well, that's my wife. At least it was, until she ran away and married someone else.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's nothing to be sorry about. Oh, we had some great times together when it lasted. Yes, we were very happy. Mind you, there were times when she was very quiet. That used to worry me. And one day she just left a note, and I haven't seen her since. It's funny, really, because we were so happy in each other's company. Oh, sailing, no, that's the thing she loved. Loved sailing, just like me.
Oh, my father taught me to sail.
How did he know? Your father is still alive, is he?
No.
You tell me more about Johnny.
Oh, he's a musician.
What instrument did he play?
Trumpet.
Trumpet? Oh, no wonder you just heard harsh sounds. I can't stand the things myself. So Johnny played the trumpet, huh? What a funny way to make a living. Can you remember anything else about him? Did he have a regular job?
Oh, no. Oh, but he had so many great ideas about how he's going to make money. He was going to do it somehow.
And he had a girlfriend that worked for a Hatton Garden jeweler. Do you remember ever showing him over the place at all?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even remember working there. taken quite a chance, haven't you, Mike?
I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking the sooner we go along with this sea trip, the better. I'll take you to Joe's place. You remember Joe? He owns the cafe where we first met. I'll leave you there, then I'll pick you up after the fight. Would you mind if I asked you one more question?
Of course not.
Do you still love Johnny?
Yes. But I'm afraid of him.
Come on. I've got to get out of the stadium. Look, I'll come back and pick you up after the fight.
Oh, I don't want you to fight tonight, or any night. Not for me, Mike.
This fight's a pushover.
But you've done enough for me already. Even if you earn enough money for us to leave the country,
I told you it's only until things settle down. Until you find out exactly where you stand.
But, Mike...
Now, trust me. Just sit tight. Keep an eye on her, Joe.
Okay, Mike, she'll be all right.
Thanks.
Can I help you? Yes, the man who just left. He came in with a girl. Where is she?
No idea, mate.
Well, she didn't leave with him, so she must be here somewhere.
Sorry, mate, you must be seeing things. And that's private. Go on outside.
Well, do you think you'd recognize him now?
Oh, I'm not sure. It's like having a bad dream. When you wake up, you don't remember any of it. But when you dream again, you remember the things you've forgotten when you weren't dreaming. See what I mean?
Oh, yes. Yes, that's very clear. Well, thank you very much. We'll have you taken home now.
Good night. Good evening.
Well?
Well, to try and say their necks, they kept talking for hours, especially Ben. I think the jewelry job's taken care of, including the wounding of the girl. Now, according to Ben, Johnny Cobb killed Lewis.
Oh, well, that seems to knit. A few loose ends, but... Rose, sir, this doesn't tell us much. We still don't know what the hell he looks like. But whoever he is, he goes with a girl we know as Janine Heinig. Now, we've got to find them before Johnny Cobb does it for us. Get on to control. Give out Johnny Cobb's description. Tell him he's dangerous. He may be armed.
This is the Light program. The time, 9:30. We are now taking you over to the Empire Hall, where tonight Harry Walker is defending his middleweight British Empire title against John Abu of Ghana. Over then to the Empire Hall, where your commentator is Frank Penrose.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Empire Hall, where the bell's just gone at the end of the 5th round in a scheduled 8-rounder, preceding the main event, between Mike Connor and Shark Lewis. This has been more of a display of courage in the fight so far, because Connor is completely, hopelessly outclassed by this younger, tougher, and fitter opponent who seems at times to be reluctant to go on.
Seconds out.
Round 6, and Shark comes out of his corner like a thunderbolt. He's piling on lefts and rights with the head of the body. 1, 2, 3. Connor's completely, but completely outclassed. He's down. Yes, he is down. 1, 2, 3. Connor's fighting desperately. Left, right again, and ooh, and that one sank right up to his wrist, and Connor's down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he's up, and Connor keeps coming back. The crowd are going wild here. I've never seen such courage, such guts. The end of round 6, and the bell has saved Connor again, but saved him for what? Will there be a round 7?
Well, Mike's taking a bashing.
Oh, I must go to him.
He wants you to wait for him there. He was particularly
Oh,
anxious.
he's hurt.
Yeah, but the fight will be over before you get there.
Seconds out. And there goes the bell for round 7. And this is a never-to-be-forgotten fight. Blood's now pouring freely out of the cut over Connor's right eye. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see the referee stop this fight. But no, Connor seems to be finding new strength. Shark comes back with a vicious left to Connor's chin, and he lands a tremendous right to the body. He's hanging on, but he's dazed, and he's down again.
Feeling all right, Mike?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Well, here's the loot. And I reckon you earned it.
Thanks.
Take my tip, son. Don't come back here. Won't have any brains left to smash.
Sure.
All right, where's your gear? Oh.
Thanks.
Don't forget this. Good night, Mike.
B7, go ahead.
Go at once to the Empire Hall. Johnny Cobb's car, 783 MMX, reported seen in vicinity. Proceed with care.
To me, it did not fit at all, no.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Can I help you, miss?
Mr. Connor, has he left?
Oh, yes, he's gone. He went down that way, miss.
Thank you.
Walk past. Keep walking, you'll both get it.
Mike!
How long have you known her? Come on, how long have you known Jan? How long? Answer. Come on, call her name.
No. Johnny! Don't do it, Johnny!
You wouldn't do that.
B7 to MP. B7 to MP.